If you guys want to raise your hands, we'll go around. David Thompson, saw yours up first. Go ahead.
Hey, Devin, I think we all, want to hear about the catch against Boston College, how that went down, what you remember, and the hype after. Just kind of break it all down for us.
It was really just a simple play, but basically, I just focused on the ball and then went to catch it the first time, and it bobbled out of my hands, hit his back, and then just went up in the air. When I seen it, I grabbed it, and nobody knew what happened. But it was great to score and hear the crowd go silent at an away game. That was great.
When you watched the replay, were you like all of us were like, how did that happen?
I think I was more so I think we have different perspectives because I was, really on the field. So it was more so I just watched the ball the whole way into my hands, but everybody else was like, how,
And then just lastly on that, obviously made top 10 Sports Center. What was it like, all the texts, the calls, just to, have a highlight, be featured like that?
I watched the video a lot. It was cool, but I try not to make anything too big.
Cool, thanks.
No problem.
James Henderson.
Yeah, Devin, you had 2 touchdowns against Clemson and obviously the game winner, and you've had plays before, but it seems like since that game, you've kind of made a play relatively similar to Boston College every game. Where's your confidence at right now? Was that a turning point or kind of a big game for you, that performance against Clemson?
Oh yeah, Clemson was definitely it was definitely not, I wouldn't say a turning point, but it gave my confidence,
Right. Thanks.
No problem.
Mike Toper.
Hey, Devin. First of all, really love the wolf you got there, brother. Second of all, wondering if you had a chance to look at Miami at all. And obviously they've got some athletic defensive backs. Maybe they've let up a few more points than people would expect, but have you seen anything out of them and what kind of challenge might they present this weekend?
Oh yeah. Well, they're a really good team and they got really good defensive backs, like you said. But I also think we're a really good receiver unit. So I think we're just gonna go out there and compete with these guys like we do every day.
If I can quickly follow up, do you have any thoughts? We were talking to Coach Dorn, I think it was last week. He mentioned you guys seem to have a flair for these, these night starts. You have any thoughts about that? About some of these games you guys seem to have later and later?
We just can't catch a break. But whatever time they want us to play, we'll play.
Alex Sawyer.
Yeah, Devin, Coach Dorn's talked a couple times about, your ability to score right before the half. You guys have done that, I think, in 4 of your 5 wins. Just how important is that as an offense to, be able to go down and get some points heading into the locker room?
It's great because we were sitting tied before we got points right before the half. But then going into the half with that lead, it just gives us a little bit more confidence. Well, it gives me a little bit more confidence, hey, we can really do this. Let's just focus in and finish this next half, and we'll be straight.
To follow up on that, Coach Doran said that he felt that a lot of that kind of boils down to how calm and collected Devin Leary is in those situations. Just from your perspective as a receiver, what is he like when it's kind of like, okay, we have a minute to go down and score?
Oh, it's really nothing different, honestly. He's not like a worrisome guy. He's very confident and he speaks life into you, so he just speaks life into the offense and the offensive line.
Go ahead, David.
I wanted to ask you a little bit just about Cyrus Fagan. We saw him, how hyped he gets before games and on the sideline. Can you talk about just what he's like as a presence, even when he's not playing, just around the program?
He's a great teammate. He's just a great teammate. He gives us all the love, and he'll give us tips and anything that we need, any advice.
Is he? He seems like his hype was on another level. Is that?
Oh yeah. He's great. I love him.
Thanks, Deb.
No problem.
Go ahead, James.
Devin, obviously Emeka set the school catch record this past weekend, and you've been here with him a few years now. How happy are you for him for that? And then obviously, what have you been able to take away from playing alongside him?
I'm very happy for him, actually. I'm like super proud of him. But playing with him is just like compete. Like he taught me how to compete for real, for real.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Devin, you just mentioned the word compete and how you wide receivers are close and you guys compete in battle. What's the competition like for those crazy catches? So last year Thayer had the helmet catch. Aneka had the catch against his face mask against Clemson, and then you have this one. You guys get back in the room. You guys kind of look at you like, okay, you got that. And next week I'm gonna come up with something special too.
Right. I mean, it's just I feel like now when we make those catches, like we just all look at each other like, look, we made that play before. Like, let's just keep going. You know what I'm saying?
And as a follow up, we kind of talked about it too. How important is it to go on the road, score first, and show the crowd, silence that crowd, and kind of take that momentum away early? You guys did it last week, so it'll be important this week. How big is that for the team?
Oh, I feel like it's big. But even if we don't do it, I still feel like the game's not over if you don't score on the first possession. But I do feel like taking the life out of other teams when you're on the away game is key.
But you guys came out right by the Boston College student section. They were pretty rowdy, and you score right in front of them. Did they kind of shut up right away for a little bit after that touchdown?
Oh, they did. They did, at least in that area. You know what I'm saying? That crowd area did.
Does anybody have anything else for Devin?